Hello, I'm Hope Logan. I am an actor on Bold and the Beautiful, and many people really love both me and our Bold and the Beautiful drama. So I've come here to share updates about my beloved Bold and the Beautiful. Everyone, please subscribe and support me. If you do, I will keep coming every day with new updates for you. The drama only grows more intense as the week of July 20th through July 24th begins to unfold, bringing the final days of the July sweeps period and setting the stage for emotional confrontations that could change several lives forever. At the center of it all is Eric Forrester's long-awaited couture launch, a glamorous event that has been built up as the moment Forrester Creations desperately needs to reclaim its spotlight. After weeks of delays, mounting expenses, and endless discussions about timing, the fashion house is finally preparing to unveil Eric's masterpiece to the world. Yet, despite all the anticipation surrounding the collection, an uneasy feeling hangs over everyone involved, as though success is far from guaranteed. The Forresters have invested enormous resources into making this launch unforgettable, but the pressure is almost unbearable because so much of the company's future now seems to rest on one spectacular event. If anything goes wrong, the consequences could stretch far beyond one disappointing fashion show, threatening both the company's reputation and its already strained finances. Even before the runway lights come on, there are reasons to believe the celebration may not unfold exactly as Eric imagines. Bill Spencer and Katie Logan could unexpectedly steal some of the attention, shifting media focus away from Forrester Creations at the very moment Eric hopes to dominate the headlines. Another possibility looms just as large, with the fashion industry itself still buzzing about hope for the future and refusing to move on from Logan's growing success. That lingering fascination continues to frustrate the Forresters, who have spent months trying to prove they remain the unquestioned leaders of the fashion world. Every conversation about couture seems to circle back to Logan, leaving Ridge, Eric, and the rest of the family increasingly irritated that their rivals continue occupying so much space in everyone's thoughts. Whether they admit it or not, their determination to outshine Logan has become deeply personal, and that obsession may ultimately become their greatest weakness. Away from the glamour of the fashion world, an even more emotional battle is quietly unfolding inside Finn and Steffy's marriage. Finn cannot ignore the powerful emotions stirred by his reunion with Sheila Carter, especially after seeing what he genuinely believes is a woman who has changed and is desperately seeking redemption. Forgiving Sheila for the pain of the past was already a monumental step, but now he finds himself wondering whether it is finally time to let his biological mother become a real part of their lives. For Finn, the possibility represents healing, closure, and the hope of finally bringing two broken parts of his family together. Steffy, however, sees something entirely different whenever Sheila's name is mentioned. Instead of redemption, she sees manipulation, danger, and the terrifying possibility that history will repeat itself once again. The tension between husband and wife continues building until it becomes impossible to ignore, forcing both of them to confront the painful reality that they no longer see Sheila through the same eyes. Steffy refuses to believe Sheila's transformation is genuine and becomes increasingly convinced that Sheila is carefully manipulating Finn's compassion to get exactly what she wants. Every kind word Sheila speaks and every emotional gesture she makes only strengthens Steffy's belief that this is another carefully planned performance. Unable to accept the thought of Sheila re-entering their family's lives, Steffy reaches her breaking point and delivers a powerful ultimatum that leaves Finn trapped between the woman he married and the mother he has only recently begun to embrace. Although Finn's heart pulls him toward forgiveness, the weight of his marriage may ultimately force him to back away from Sheila's wishes, at least on the surface. Even so, the emotional conflict inside him is far from over, and it is becoming increasingly clear that this family battle is only beginning. Meanwhile, excitement continues growing around the Forresters' upcoming trip to Monaco, even though viewers will have to wait just a little longer before witnessing the breathtaking international adventure. Conversations about the glamorous destination become more frequent as preparations move forward, creating enormous anticipation for what promises to be one of the show's biggest location events of the year. However, fans eager to see the spectacular scenery and high-stakes drama overseas will need a little more patience because the Monaco episodes themselves will not begin airing until Wednesday, July 29th. That delay only increases curiosity, leaving everyone wondering what shocking twists, romantic developments, and explosive confrontations await once the action finally moves overseas. With so many fractured relationships already heading toward emotional breaking points, Monaco feels less like a luxurious getaway and more like the setting for life-changing revelations. Back in Los Angeles, Will Spencer continues struggling through the painful aftermath of losing Elektra. Every passing day reminds him of everything they shared, making it harder for him to imagine moving forward without her. While his heartbreak remains obvious to everyone around him, Dylan refuses to let Will face the pain alone. Staying close by his side, Dylan offers steady encouragement, genuine friendship, and a comforting presence that slowly begins helping Will smile again, even if only for brief moments. Their growing connection becomes impossible for others to ignore, especially as Dylan continues reminding Will that brighter days still lie ahead. What begins as simple emotional support could gradually develop into something much deeper, especially as Will starts realizing that someone truly understands the pain he is carrying. Unfortunately, that growing bond is unlikely to go unnoticed by Elektra. Seeing Dylan become such an important source of comfort for Will could ignite powerful feelings of jealousy, anger, and resentment that she may not even fully understand herself. The situation grows even more complicated because Dylan is her own sister, turning the emotional conflict into a painful case of family loyalty colliding with unresolved romance. What should have remained a private heartbreak now threatens to become a deeply personal family dispute, with emotions spilling into every interaction. At the same time, RJ Forrester remains firmly planted at Elektra's side, making certain that Will never finds another opportunity to rebuild their relationship. Yet beneath his protective behavior may lie another motive entirely, as RJ appears increasingly interested in pursuing Elektra for himself once again. Elsewhere, two unexpected relationships stand at important crossroads as the future suddenly opens in surprising ways. Taylor Hayes and Deacon Sharp begin seriously considering what comes next for them now that Sheila has officially signed the divorce papers. For the first time in quite a while, neither of them is being held back by unfinished business from the past, allowing them to imagine possibilities that once seemed impossible. Whether those possibilities lead toward romance, partnership, or an entirely new direction remains uncertain, but their conversations suggest that major changes may be on the horizon. Sometimes the end of one chapter quietly creates the beginning of another, and both Taylor and Deacon seem ready to discover where this new path might take them. At the same time, Daphne and Carter continue processing the heartbreaking diagnosis Dr. Lee delivered only days earlier. The devastating medical news has forced them to confront painful questions about the future they always imagined building together, especially their dream of raising a family. Although the emotional wound is still fresh, neither of them is willing to surrender hope completely. Instead, they begin carefully discussing what their next steps should be, exploring every possible option while leaning on one another for strength during one of the most difficult moments of their marriage. Their love is being tested in ways neither expected, but sometimes the strongest relationships reveal themselves during life's darkest seasons. Whatever decision they eventually make will shape not only their future as husband and wife, but also the family they continue hoping to create together. As these emotional storylines continue weaving together, another familiar face prepares to return home. Brooke Logan is expected back from the wellness center very soon, leaving everyone wondering whether time away, massages, peaceful surroundings, and endless yoga sessions have truly helped calm her emotions. While the retreat may have offered moments of reflection and relaxation, it seems highly unlikely that Brooke has forgotten the deep betrayal she felt after learning what Hope Logan and Katie did behind her back. Some wounds simply cannot be erased by meditation or quiet mornings, and Brooke has never been someone who easily lets go of painful memories. Her return promises to reignite unfinished conflicts that have only been temporarily placed on hold. And if the emotional storms already brewing throughout Los Angeles are any indication, Brooke's arrival may become the spark that sets off the next unforgettable chapter of The Bold and the Beautiful.